As your main man, Andrew Wood, coming back to talk about the worst thing that I've ever seen. Now, in role-playing games, I've seen some hellaciously bad stuff. I've seen things that make me just want to choke a man, throttle a man, slap a man. But there's one thing that stands exalted in imbecility above all others, and that thing I shall get to. But first, a preface. All right. Now, a lot of people going, I'm not going to name names. I'll fucking name names, give locations, date times, social security numbers. I don't give a fuck. I'll give it all out right here, right now. This monkey's ass name was Bill. He used to run this game store. He had leverage. Two guys were running this game. He had leverage on him. They were staying with him up at a game store, working with him. So he had the pocketbook on him. You understand? He fucking ruined the game. This guy was a walrus of ridiculousness. You understand? An absolute train wreck of a player. So let's start at the beginning. First and foremost, he doesn't show up for a game because he sleeps through it. Comes, I don't know, halfway into the game, over halfway in, starts demanding everybody rewind time, and X that time out. It happened, reset to the beginning because his character had to do something. And things wouldn't have gone that way if his character was there. Oh, his character would have done this and that, and his character. And I said, no, man, that didn't happen. Just bounce that asshole out of here. Because he was like, oh, you guys had to vote. And I said, no, man, that's not happening. And he just sat down like a passive-aggressive piece of trash and shut his mouth. But he was playing my character out. And he was yelling at his girlfriend, who apparently didn't get him up. Like, it's not a grown-ass man's responsibility to get himself to a game. It's always your responsibility to get to a game, baby. So he didn't try to somehow penalize me. And you know your main man not going to go that way. So I just cast him aside. Well, fuck me, that's his shop. I got mine. That's what he needed to be concerned with. So, he's been ridiculous. I said, look, man, just play and shut the fuck up. He just wanders off. He doesn't shut the fuck up, but wanders off and bitches and moans. And I finally go and I yell at him. And he finally goes, okay, I'll play. But I have to play different characters. So, whatever. So, he makes some other character. And he was playing this ridiculous, just stupid thief character. It was just a horrible, horrible character. Now, he had stolen all this money. And I'm going to use one word, arena. I'm going to do a video about that. But he had an unridiculous amount of money. It was just, it was unridiculous. He had gone around past ridiculous, past like normal, up to like unridiculous. It was nonsensical, the amount of money he had. So he takes that money and he demands from the game master, well, I get my gold character, gold piece worth of value in money on my next character. And he went, shut the fuck up, whatever. Again, he had leverage on it. All these facts weren't necessarily known to me, or definitely weren't known to me, to be clear, as it's transpiring. He's making another character. He's like an aquatic elf. He's got like some hokey magic items. Just a pointless character. His character seemed completely pointless. It had a slight amount of role playing, and we had a little bit of role play back and forth. It was okay, but he kept trying to he didn't understand role playing really, and he would just try to one up me by being, oh, my character's the mirror of your character in this way or that way. I'm like, well no, that's not really what I was going for, man. Like, you don't get it. Just don't assume things. Just try to role play, you know. You're doing better than you did before, so at least that's something. But we're sitting there now. Two game masters again. Too weird, I know, so I'll keep saying it. They leave, they're handling another player. He and I are sitting at the table. There's no other players doing the character, nothing. Us just sitting there. So, I'm saying we're talking out of character. This isn't having anything to do with a game. Our characters work together. We couldn't role play. And I'm talking about the natural 20. I always say, don't jack a 20. If someone 20s, you give it to them, man. That's a critical success. You give them the best you can at the time. You roll natural 20 in combat, boom, you're with them. That's you've desecrated your opponent. I don't go in for a reroll on a confirmation. The very first thing I house rolled on 3.5, I saw that. I said, ooh, we changing that one. And I tell every game master I play with, I told Matthew when we played Skype, his Pathfinder game, I said, no, we get the house rule just right out immediately. He says, oh, yeah, we're going to get rid of that big man. We'll take care of it. And I said, good. So, a gentleman agrees with me. Brady agreed with me, oh, yeah, that's a balls rule. And he said, no, that's a great rule. And the reason is sometimes your character can't hit something. I said, man, and look at, we're playing an experienced, incentivized game. The game master is saying, okay, you're doing what we want, you're playing well, whatever, you're going to get more experience. If players are allowed votes, you get more experience. Guess what happens when, you're doing what you should as a game master, giving out experience based on showing up, doing a good job, X, Y, and Z. Guess who has more experience than anyone else? That's right, your main man. I'm rolling 2, 3 levels ahead of people at times. So, and I've been playing the same character from the beginning, or other people's characters have died and such. So, Head and Shoulders, an ass-whooping warrior, an anti-pound of Asmodeus, with smite and extra smite. You know I'd whoop that ass. And I had a military fork. You understand? Because that's how I roll. I roll with cool-ass weapons. I don't use long swords and long bows. I'm using a military fork, and I can lay the beat down. I'm, like I said, I'm probably 2 levels ahead of his character. So, and I'm hitting everything, man. I'm the powerhouse fighter of the group. High strength, high charisma, real tough character, but real tough, not ridiculous. Now, and he says, man, you couldn't hit my character. I don't think he's just bullshitting. As the English say, he's having a piss. Okay, whatever. I'm like, man, I hit you on a 4. He said, man, you couldn't hit me on a natural 20 unless a 20 would give you a natural hit on me. I said, man, I'd hit you on a 3. He said, no, you couldn't. I said, I'd hit you on a 2. He said, no, you wouldn't hit me on a 20. I said, man, somehow I'd roll a 1 and still hit you. That's how badass I am. And again, I'm just joking. I think we're going back and just joking around. He's being a dumbass. So I'm entertaining him for the moment. Better to talk, have a bit of a time than sit there and stare at the wall, right? And we're waiting. I'm guessing probably 15 minutes or so. So we're talking. And he goes, no, man, really? On a 20, you really couldn't hit me. And I'm like, dude. And I start calculating up like a really high armor class. Again, I think like a 40 is like astronomically high. Like that's like the fucking shit in my mind for a 3.5 game, a Pathfinder game. Like if you write a 40 armor class, like, holy shit, that dude is a 40 armor class. That is like, in my mind, the similarity to an AD&D -10. Now, granted, mathematically it's not the same, but you have so many more bonuses to hit in the 3.5 Pathfinder than you did in AD&D that you got to kind of bump it up a little bit. So 40, that's kind of like a ceiling armor class. That's a badass armor class. Highest armor class I've ever used on any NPC in any game I've ever run is a 40. And when the players were rolling 30 somethings and missing, they're like, this is some fucking bullshit. They were getting mad at me. And I'm like, because that was how I built one NPC to have a 40 armor class. And I said, okay, boom, we're going to roll deep. This motherfucker had an armor class of 76. That's right, 76. That's right, 76 for a 9th level character. 76. 9th level, maybe 10th, but I think 9th. 76, yes? 76. An armor class of 76. Now, what he had done is he'd taken all this gold value out of another character and basically just cheated. He said, oh, well, I had a bluff roll and I bluffed down to get all my components cheaper, and then I had them make the items specially for me, and then I made some items, and this and that, and he had some kind of ridiculous logic about how he took this enormous amount of gold, way more than any other player started with, and made it into literally so much gold. In fact, we don't even need to get into that, but we need to talk about it. Just imagine every item you could possibly think of stacked on top of each other, stacked on every feat you could think of to min-max and power game the hell out of one thing in armor class is the thing I was talking about. The best armor with the best bonus, with the best dexterity bonuses, with the highest possible dexterity score, with everything in terms of feats, just stack, all the way up to a 76. And it was higher if you somehow were getting a tax opportunity against him. He had extra feats for that. I think he had like an 84 against those. I was literally stunned. And the motherfucker goes, oh, I don't want you to think I'm cheating. Oh, man, cheating isn't what I think you're doing. No, you think I'm cheating. I said, no, it's not. I don't think you're cheating. I don't think you're cheating at all. And I didn't. What I thought, he was a fucking idiot. And when you pull some stupid shit like that for a running game, I mean, don't do the ultimate thing and start showing me how you did it. Boy, that does not win you any favors. It just makes me think you're more of a fucking piece of shit than I did before. So, going through that 1 to 30, he's showing me every little thing. Oh, I got this item, and he didn't tell me how he bought them, but I'm looking at the magic items. I'm like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Like, they start us with a couple magic items. I have like an ion stone, because if you give me free reign to pick a magic item, it will always be an ion stone. love an ion stone. I love it. That just screams opulence. And here's one thing I want to scream, and it is elegance, and that is absolutely what an ion stone is. So I had an ion stone. I had like, my item was like a plus. I think I had a +1 military fork. Yeah, I think that's all. I had a +1 military fork and an ion stone, and I don't know, a healing potion maybe. I don't even think I had that. It was like those two items, like, okay, rock and roll. And my military fork had got like some more enchantments put on it, and I probably got like some magic armor by that point. Because I think I was rolling baller too. I think I had like a 32, maybe 34 armor class. It was the highest armor class I've ever had on any character ever. And I was like, man, I'm the shit. I got a 30 fucking 2 armor class. I'm fucking proud of my shit. I'm like, damn, 32, maybe a 34, I can't quite remember. But I'm proud of it. I got a magic bonus to my armor class. I had natural armor. My character had gotten some natural armor class as well from his infernal dealings. I'm like, man, all right. I'm the fucking man, right? With a 32 armor class. You look at that on 11 levels and you go, that's the man right there. 32, maybe a 34. I don't quite remember. But it was one of those two numbers. It was definitely even, as I recall, 33 or 34. So I'm like, man, my armor class is probably the best in this group. I'm the fighter. I'm the badass warrior type guy. I'll beat that ass. I can hit. My character, being what he is, should literally have been able to hit any other character without a problem in the party. I mean, I shouldn't have had a problem hitting the rest of the characters. It should have been quite easy for me. Definitely should have been below a 10 with the way that character was designed. And I literally couldn't, because I quoted off some really high number from I could hit like a 43 or a 40. I don't remember what it was, but it was some really high number in my mind. He goes, oh, no, that doesn't even come close. You're like in the halfway there. And he showed me the thing. 76. Can you believe that? Could you believe having the balls to come into a game and bring a 76 armor class? Could you believe that? Could you believe that? Of course, I had to clown this motherfucker. And I said, man, and he had the action. That motherfucker never to play with me. Absolutely never. Trying to get up with me. No, you don't. No, you don't. Trying to get me up in his booty games. I think not. He ruined that one, Bubba. So 76 armor class. I know, man. I gotta keep talking about it. I'm fucking probably boring the rest of you, but this is therapy for me, motherfuckers. Really, I was traumatized. 76 armor class, but yeah. And he, like I said, he had items that weren't even supposed to be purposed the way they're purposed. Like, oh well, I got extra decks off this. I'm like, oh wait a minute, I don't really think that. You're supposed to be able to have that item in that body slot. So I need like Weasel, I think some more body slots. And like, oh, my character has some wings, so I get some extra body slots. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on now. It was absolutely ridiculous. But the whole point of sharing my pains and traumas with you is to ask this question, all my maniacs out there. What is the most ridiculous bullshit you've seen someone try to pull? Not the worst scene, not the worst play, not the most balls, not the most terrible, but just the most ridiculous thing. What is your 76 armor class?